was the last straw that made you give up on your parents? I was basically an accident. When I was born, my siblings were a lot older, the youngest being 16. My parents were both 46. I was never abused in my childhood, but I was neglected and my entire family resented me. My parents didn't really think that they would get pregnant again, but here we are. I was never really looked after by anyone and basically had to raise myself. No one ever really spent any time with me or played with me or anything when I was a kid. They didn't ever buy anything significant for me and would just hand me my siblings' old clothes and things. I realized this as I got older, so I focused on myself. My thought process at the time was that there was something wrong with me because my siblings were loved by them. So, if I improved myself and did things for them, maybe then they would accept me and love me. I always got the best grades in school. My father is also a football enthusiast and played in high school, but I was a basketball lover. Despite this, I dropped the sport and took up football just to make him proud. I made sure I did all my chores readily, always kept my room clean, but nothing I did was ever enough for them. For example, if I was first in class in terms of test grades, my parents would ask me why I didn't get a higher score. They'd ignore the percentile but focused on the percentage, and things like that. My siblings or parents never even bothered to show up for a single game. I was never appreciated for what I was, only detested for what I wasn't. My siblings also did not allow me to hang out with them at any time at all. Celebrated my father's birthday yesterday. I am 16 today. My siblings do not live with us anymore and my mother had to leave early and would not return till later in the evening. So it was just me and my dad for the day. I decided to serve him breakfast in his bed just as he woke up and bought him a tie for a present. It was nothing too extravagant cause I want to save as much money as possible for college, but it was definitely a smart one. I also cooked lunch for us and took care of all the chores. The most he could come up with was a pathetic thank you, and it was clear he wanted me to leave him alone, so I did just that. Later, we all went out, siblings included, to dinner. Just like every time before that, they all had a good time and I just sat in the corner. This has been the case with almost all family dinners we have ever attended. We went back home and I don't know why, I really don't know what triggered it, but for some reason I just started crying all of a sudden. Maybe it was them being so happy together, I don't know. When they asked me what happened, I just blew up at them and told them how I felt about my entire childhood. How they never showed me any kind of love and affection among other things. I don't know exactly what I said, but I do remember I ended it by saying that I wished that they had unalived me if they hated me so much or could have given me up for adoption so they could all live their lives without me. My eldest sister started to say something, but I just ran up to my room and closed the door. Then I went to sleep listening to some Hans Zimmer cause they just kept knocking at the door. Early this morning I left my house by going out my window. I then went to a secluded spot that I often go to, usually to play some guitar or just pace around listening to music or just enjoy the sound of nature. It's 4:30 a.m. and I don't know what to do at all. How exactly do I tackle this problem? I have pretty much given up on my family and have spent enough of my time trying to please them. Do I still try to form any kind of bond with them? Do I completely drop them off? What exactly is the best thing to do here?